Hello, everyone. LJ Young for Debt Ain't My Daddy. How are you guys today? I'm here today to answer any personal finance questions like I always do. And I will always, and I don't know how many people can say this for you, but I will always have an answer for you. And this is just for personal finances only. I will always have an answer for you. And I answer all my questions mathematically, always. Everything I'm saying, everything I teach, everything I show can be 100% verified with math. Okay, I've been out here, what, 4 or 5 years now. I've been debt free, and I promise you guys, this. First of all, number one, if you've been in debt all your life, you're probably thinking, "Oh, become wealthy is a secret. It's a secret. It's a secret." Let me tell you guys something. Becoming wealthy is saying it's a secret is the secret because it's not a secret. See what I'm saying? They say it's a secret to make people believe it's a secret, but it's not a secret. It's crazy, right? And this is the mathematical formula that will change your life forever. Like I always say in all my videos, savings minus debt equals how much money you have in real life. And this mathematical formula, I think I'm gonna put that formula on my truck so people can stop and ask me, what's that mean? What's that mean? You can use this mathematical formula to apply to any aspect of your life, anything. Okay? If you're thinking about financing a new car, you go savings minus debt equals how much money I have for a new car. You want some new shoes, some patio furniture, some rims, some audio equipment for your car, whatever, right? Savings minus debt equals how much money I have for anything outside of myself, investing, you name it, it applies to it all. Now, I wanted to share this with you so you guys can get an idea. I'm trying to share what it's like to live on this side of the fence, the debt-free side of the fence, versus being in debt all your life. Now, again, if you've been in debt all your life, and know nothing but debt, I'm debt-free. I'm the one person you will know that is 100% debt-free. 100%. I'm not special. Nobody gave me anything to get out of debt, nothing. Because it doesn't matter if I give, say you had, let's say $20,000 in debt, right? And I just gave you $20,000 to pay it off. It still wouldn't help you because you would go right back into debt because you don't know anything else. You're like, oh, I don't have that debt anymore. Oh, I can afford a new car. And then you'll go out and finance a new car. That's what people in debt do. And so let me give you a hint. Okay. So I remember I came across this video about the proper way to use a can opener. Okay. I was one of the people that didn't know. I was like, then I turned it the right way and then put it flat instead of, normal way. What I've been taught, you put it on the corner, clamp it, and it punctures it, and then you just twist and the can turns, right? That's how I thought, whatever, right? And then somebody makes a video and say, no, that's the wrong way. You put it this way, you turn it, and you pop the can off, and the edges are smooth. The top that comes out of there, it'll cut your finger if you do it the regular way, right? But this way, it's smooth. It doesn't even cut you, right? But anyway, my point is this. If millions of people were opening a can wrong, imagine how many people are telling you wrong about your money, about how money's used, how you're supposed to, all these people talking about, oh, you need credit. You ain't nobody without credit. You can't get nothing without credit. You even watch like Credit Karma commercials. They are hilarious, right? This is how the commercial goes. I think I'm gonna download the commercial so I can walk you guys through the commercial and see, so you can see it doesn't make any kind of sense. But it's business. I'm not downing Credit Karma. Okay, I use them. I look at them, but I use it a different way than most people use it. But the commercials will be like, hey, somebody's sitting in an old small apartment, or with kids running around, they need a bigger place or whatever. You need to up your credit so you can get a bigger house. That has nothing. Your credit has nothing to do with nothing. You're getting a bigger house. It takes money. You want a bigger house? You need to buy it. Just like you want new shoes, you got to buy them. You want new clothes, you got to buy them. A house is no different. Your credit is not going to do anything to help you with a bigger house. That's That's I don't know. They just want you to get to sign up for free. Now remember, nothing's free. They wouldn't set up a whole website for free. They get you in there. They start recommending cards to you. Hey, you improved your credit. You can apply for this card, and there's people fall for it. I ignore all that. I just want to see it. I just want to see what's on my stuff. Make sure there's no fraud. That's it. But imagine if there's millions of people opening a can wrong. Imagine how many people are giving you guys bad financial advice. And you don't have to be this finance guru. You don't have to be an accountant. You don't have to have a finance degree. I promise you. You just need to know the base. You need to know the foundation of your money. What's that foundation, Linnell? You probably asked them, then what's the foundation, right? Savings minus debt equals how much money you have in real life. Now, it's going to be a large negative number, okay? How do I know this? I know you're thinking that. How do you know this without even seeing me? How do you even know this without seeing my finances? Okay, this is all I got to do. $9 trillion in mortgage loan debt. $1 trillion in credit card debt. $1 trillion in auto loan debt. That's how I know. 85% of Americans are doing the same thing over and over and over and over. I was one of them. I can't even tell you how many cars I financed. And if you're in debt, let me tell you something, okay? When you're out of debt, money is spoken in different frequencies, okay? Different frequencies. People in debt, if you're in debt, you speak about money very differently than a person's not in debt, okay? People that are not in debt, like myself, we never, ever, 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 ever finance depreciating objects with interest. Never. We never finance anything that depreciates. Car, clothes, underwear, red bottoms, you name it, everything that depreciates, you never finance. I'm not saying not buy it. You like red bottoms, you like fancy stuff, buy it, but don't finance it. Pay cash. And when you finance a car, that is the biggest money mismanagement statement. You know what that says to me? That person's finances is in the red. They're in the red. How do I know? Because they financed that car. If you finance a car, that means you owe the bank money. If you owe the bank money, that means your finances on the red. Period. That's it. Nothing else. And every month, they're continuing to go further in the red because you're paying interest on something that is depreciating. Every time you start it up and drive it down the road, it's depreciating. But the car is going up in value. Your car, they'll say, hey, a car is not an asset. It counts on who you're talking to. Is it an asset for the bank? Hell yeah, it's an asset for the bank. They're letting you drive that depreciating. It's depreciating for you, not for the bank. Nobody gets a finance car on sale. So if you walk up to a car lot and you're looking at the sticker price on the window and you think, woohoo, that's on sale. If you're financing, not for you. That number on the window, that doesn't mean anything to you. That only applies to somebody that's paying cash, and somebody that has cash, I promise you, is not walking on the car lot to buy that car. And you're probably thinking, then where the hell are you going to buy a car, Linnell? I buy it from somebody in credit trouble that needs to sell it for half the price. See how that works? Here's the person in credit trouble, lost their job, broken leg, divorce, custody battles, you name it. Something in the lifespan of the world, okay? It's just everybody's going to have something, okay? They're going to need the money for the car. And guess what? That's why I come in and say, I got this much. You want it? Yes. Okay, cool. Then see how that works? I buy it for cash for half the price under Blue Book, drive it for a few years, and then when I'm ready to sell it, I sell it at Blue Book. That means I drove the car for absolutely free. See how that works? That's true. But you only can take advantage of that fact if you're debt-free, if your finances are in the black. You can do that. If your finances are in the black, that means you have money. If your finances in the red, money is not real for you. Money doesn't exist. Now, if you're hearing me say this, you probably still don't know what the hell I'm talking about. What you mean? I got it right here. Let me pull out some cash in my pocket. It's real, Linnell. It's real. I'm going to show you how it's not real. Okay? Say like you had $1,000 in your pocket. All right, which many people don't even have. I'm just using large round numbers so I can do this math so you guys can see it easily. Okay, say like you have $1,000 in your savings account. Let's do it that way. Savings account, right? But you had $50,000 in student loan debt. 1,000 minus 50,000 is negative $49,000. Okay, so that $1,000 you see that you can get in your bank account, when you log in, you be like, oh, I got $1,000 there. It's not there. Now I can go to the ATM and pull it out. I know you can, but it's still not there. I can put it in my pocket and walk around and buy things. I know you think that. What does the math say? Negative 49,000. Then why do I believe that I have $1,000 in my bank account? I know, exactly. When math clearly shows you that it's not true, you're choosing not to believe math, your own math. Ain't that messed up? I did it for years. I will change your life. I'm waiting for that stage. That's all. That's all. That's all. I don't care who it is. Hey, Linnell, you're wrong. I will make everybody agree with me that even challenges me. And I know you're thinking, how can you do that, Linnell? I can. I'll be in front of an audience. I'll have everybody pull out their calculators and have this person that's challenging whatever I'm saying. It's really not a challenge. It's not. And I'll say, all right, have this person tell me all their information. I'll have everybody put this information in their calculator, right? Some people still say, oh, I don't believe my finances are in the red because of this and that. I'll ask the audience, hey, is this finances in the red? Yes. And then you turn to the person. How come everybody here comes up with the same answer I do, but you don't believe it? That person will have to say they agree with me. They'll still look like a fool in front of everybody because their math is wrong. This is not anything. I'm not trying to talk down to anybody. It's just math. Never, man, I think back like right now. I'll think back at the time I was making like $160,000 a year, okay? And I have this salary locked in my head of what I make. So when I go buy stuff, I always have my salary in my head, not even minusing the taxes, all the stuff it's just crazy what you don't think about. It's just crazy, right? But it's not 160. It's you take the governments out and the taxes out, and you take all this stuff you bought. It was nothing. What a person makes is irrelevant. What a person has. All you need to know are your finances or the person you dealing with finances, are they in the red or the black? That is it. Not saying nobody's broke, not saying you ain't got no money, blah, blah, blah. Red or black, that's it. Red or black. Math is black and white. Finances is red and black. That's it. And this is how to help you pick somebody that can help you in your finances and change your life forever. Okay. This is the easiest way to do it. This is how you tell if somebody's doing something as a passion or for money. A passion, of course, my business, I make money, but it's seriously going to change your life if you just follow it. Okay, everything I say, because my clients now they'll email me questions, and I had a client just recently. Hey, I'm thinking about investing in this vacation property stuff. I just go, oh, okay, all right. Savings minus debt equals how much money you have to invest in the vacation property. If it's in a negative, no money to invest in the vacation property. But if the person bypasses that information and believe they do, they just believe they do. I'm not mad at them. Just knowing going in. This is the master mathematical formula when you go see somebody. I'm going to tell you the truth, and I'm going to show you how and why. Most of my clients will look at me and say, hey, nobody's ever told me that. I know that nobody told me that either. I was trapped in the credit debt matrix too. I was just trapped in it. Didn't mean anything. And I couldn't put my finger on it. I knew something was wrong, but I couldn't put my finger on it because everybody around me was doing the exact same thing I was doing. Financing houses, mortgages, and believing they're homeowners. Never once did I stop and say, wait a minute. I went to the bank because I didn't have all the money to buy this house that I wanted. So I needed to borrow the bank's money. The bank said, sure, you can borrow our money, but we're going to own the house until you pay us all back, pay all the money back that you borrowed from us. That's it. And I said, okay, agreed. But yet I walked out the bank believing I was a homeowner, right? And so once I discovered, I got out of debt, right? And I became debt free. It was like a religion. I was trying to just tell all my friends, hey man, check it out. We've been doing it wrong. Don't do this. Don't do that. Don't finance a car. Don't finance a car for 72 months, 6, 7 years. Don't do that. Do this way. If you're not really a homeowner, they got mad at me. Who are you? What are you talking about? I said, what do you mean? Here, let me show you mathematically. I don't believe that. Blew me away. That's when I knew I was on to something, because here it is. I'm telling my family and friends whom I love, whom love me. No, I'm not trying to get over on them, trying to steal the money. I love you. I'm here. I'm trying to show you something. Hey, forget you. Like, I had a friend. I'm telling him about this information, right? And then he goes and refinances his house and then goes on a vacation and buy another car. And they really believe they did that. Man, I paid cash for this. I paid cash for this vacation. I paid cash. No, you didn't. Could you go on that vacation if you didn't refinance your house? Well, no. Then you didn't pay cash for it. See what I'm saying? But I had to stop. If you come on this side of the fence, you can't. If you want to keep your friends, you got to keep your mouth shut. You can't say anything. They're going to dislike you. They're going to be like, hey, who are you? Who you are, smarty pants. You'd be like, no, man, I'm just using 5th grade math. What are you talking about? That's it. This is my passion, man. I can't even help it. I'm so deep into personal finances, taxes. What if I told you taxes can help you become rich? Now, if I was in debt and somebody walked up to me and told me that, I would have said, are you crazy? Taxes are the very thing that's keeping me down. That's why I can't get ahead. Yeah, I know. That's what the majority. So when it comes to your finances, do everything the opposite of the majority. Everything. Everything's out there to tell you what you should and should not do. When you're in debt, you can't see that, right? So again, we go back to the statistics. Just Google total mortgage debt. It's $9 trillion. You look at that and say, yeah, I'm not going to get a mortgage. $1 trillion in credit card debt. Don't use credit cards. $1 trillion in student loan debt too. Pay that off. Car loan debt. Don't get no car loan. Don't be jealous of somebody's brand new car smell payment. Don't be jealous of that. That's the bank's car. Here you are driving your 5-year-old paid off car, and they're going to look, people in the red, they look down on people that have paid off older cars, and they're making car payments. But you got to remember, they don't know what they're saying. They believe it's their car. They'll finance the car. They'll finance rims and tires. They'll finance a stereo system in it, and they'll finance all the other stuff on it, and not having a clue it's not even their car. That was me. I did it. Crazy. And not even caring about whatever the percentage rate was. Didn't even care. Long as I got that depreciating object, the keys to that depreciating object, so I could drive away, show my friends. And then when I go around to show my friends, tell everybody how much the car costs like I paid cash for it. I didn't pay cash for it. What am I telling people the price of the car for? It didn't make any sense. Number one, I didn't pay that price cash. Number two, when I financed it, I didn't even get it for that price. But yet I'm telling everybody I got it for that price. The bank was probably looking at me like, whatever you believe, it's just business. And guess what? What if I told you this? The banks, they're not big, bad, and evil like people believe, like the people in the red believe. People in debt, only people in debt say that. When I look at big banks and their big buildings and all these stuff in their side, they're saying, hey, look how much money we are making. You want some of this money? You go, yeah. You just got to speak the frequency. And you know how you speak the frequency? When you walk in the bank, I guarantee you this. Now, if you go on my Facebook / DebtAintMyDaddy, I always post, every month I post my full credit report. If you walk in the bank and your credit report looks like mine, the banks will understand that you know exactly what you're talking about when it comes to your money, without question. They'll look at your credit report and say, oh, and you're coming to say like you're coming to get a mortgage. I'm not saying not get a mortgage. I'm saying this is what I'm saying when you understand money, okay? And you need a mortgage to get a house. You walk into the bank. If I walked in the bank, they wouldn't dare insult me with an FHA mortgage, a first-time home buyer program, a VA mortgage. They wouldn't dare insult me with that. They'd be like, oh no, we're not gonna say that to him, because he would get up and walk out. I'd be like, how dare you? How dare you insult me like that? I'll walk into the bank and say, hey man, what is the best rate mortgage you have to offer on today's year, date, whatever? The bank will say, oh, it's this one. Here's the requirements. I'll look down the list. As long as I meet those requirements, I'll get that loan. That's the same thing you should do. You go in there and say, I want the best top rate mortgage. They'll give you that list, and the list to meet the requirements. If you don't meet those requirements, you walk out the bank and you don't come back until you do meet those requirements. That's when you know you're ready to buy a house. Anything before that, Now, you're probably seeing all your friends buying houses and stuff, right? I'm gonna give you some questions to ask them without them knowing why you're asking these questions, because it's normal to people in debt, okay? They don't know that it's not normal. So I'm gonna give you a few questions, okay? Now you co-workers, friends, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Here's a question, okay? A few questions. Ask them, how much did they have to put down on their house? If it's anything less than, no, first ask them how much the house was, because people believe that that's normal to tell people how much the house costs because they like to show off and they think it means something. I don't know. Anyway, you ask them how much the cost, because they always love to tell the price of the house like they paid cash for it, but they didn't. But they love, just no different than a car. They'll tell you, and then you think in your head, how much is 20% of that number? Because if you don't have 20% or more to put down on that house, you did it wrong, okay? You ask them how much the house, they'll tell you. Then you calculate 20%. You'd be like, whoa, did you have to put 20% down on that house? Oh, no, they would come up. Oh, no, I didn't have to, because people with good credit think it's a good thing not to put money down on a financed product. So you finance the whole thing instead of a piece of it, right? You say, man, did you put down 20% on that house? Oh, no, man, I didn't have to. My credit was stellar. I didn't have to put down okay. Do not take mortgage advice from that person. Don't. Ever. Then ask them, do you have PMI, private mortgage insurance, or MIP? Because they switch it. So people don't, it's their game. They can change anything in the mortgage paperwork, right? It's MIP, private mortgage insurance, or mortgage insurance premiums. All they did was always PMI, right? Private mortgage insurance. So what they did to fool people, they took the P and moved it to the N, and now they call it MIP, mortgage insurance premium. It's the same thing, okay? You ask them, hey, do you got PMI or MIP? If they respond to you with, I don't know. If they say that, don't take it financial advice. Don't take mortgage house buying advice from them. Because if you ask somebody that understands money and they ask me that, somebody asked me that question, I'll be like, hell no, I don't. PMI, MIP is only for people that refuse to accept that they cannot afford to buy a home right now. They can't afford to buy it. Because if you could, you wouldn't be paying any of that. None of that. That's for people that cannot afford a home and refuse to accept it, or they just want to show off in front of their friends, like, hey, I got a home too. You got a home? I got a home. Whatever. It doesn't matter. It's not their home. It's the bank's home. Or if you hear somebody say, hey, I refinanced my house and I paid off my cars and credit cards. No, you didn't. You didn't pay off nothing. That's called moving money around. You didn't pay off anything. They don't know that. You gotta, what'd you do? Oh man, especially if they'll refinance. This is the main thing. People will refinance their house, take that money, and then go finance a car. Oh, ooh, that blows me away. I had a friend now, man. It's like he told me his wife just financed the car. I was like, what the hell? A 2018? I was like, oh my God. Living in debt. I said, hey man, you pay off that student loan yet? Nah, man, but I paid it down. You've been having it for like 10, 12 years. I can't say that though. I can't say that. He'll be mad at me. It doesn't matter, whatever. You believe you're a homeowner? Cool. You believe you got a brand new car? Cool, whatever. The bank don't care. I need to get into banking. I need to get into big bank. Hey, if anybody out there that understands big banking has a guy that's in it, please point him to my video. I need to get in there. Let that big banking person see my video and they'll know I know what I'm talking about. Because I don't even know how to apply for those type of positions. I know they exist because I know the banks do it every day. They do it every single day. They make money out of thin air. First, money ain't real for anybody in the red. So if you're in the red and you're looking up, you're logging into your bank account information, you think you got some money there and your finances are in the red, it's just on the computer screen. You just see numbers on the computer screen. That's it. It's not real. Money's not real for you. Money's not real for people who live in the debt, who live in the red. Your money is not real for you. And I can prove it. Savings minus debt equals how much money you have in real life. Now, it's going to be hard to accept that large negative number. You're going to be like, oh my God, that's so long. Now, that's so much. Excuse me, that was so long. I was about to say another thing. You're going to look at that number and think to yourself, that's going to take me forever to pay off. Forever. You have no other choice. There is no other option. There is no other choice. You have to get rid of that number. You have to get out of the red. You have to. That's the only way you're going to be free. Only way. And last and not least, I want to share with you guys, okay, while I'm waiting for any type of question. If you have student loans, you cannot bankrupt student loans. If you do not pay them off, you will be a slave until you're dead. When I hear people say, oh, I'm a forever student, I make minimum payments, or I put it in forbearance. I'm like, well, when you say all that, what does that mean? That means nothing. You're just going deeper in debt with each passing month. I don't know exactly how interest is accrued. I don't know if it's daily or monthly on student loans. I don't care because I'm not part of that nonsense anymore. But I kept my student loan for like 10 years. Here I go to college for 3 to 4 years, but I pay on my student loan for 10 years. And I got a college degree. But I couldn't figure out the 5th grade math paying for college longer than God is so, I'm so upset at myself sometimes when I think about that. Oh, crazy. But anyway, student loan debt, if you don't pay that off, you will die with it. You will be paying, first of all, you'll be paying it through while you're working during your working years, and then you'll be paying it with your retirement checks. If you don't pay it then, they'll take your tax refunds. They'll get it. And then when you're dead, guess what? It's paid in full because it's insured by the government. They don't lose. You lose. Do the opposite of the majority in everything you do with your money. Everything. I don't care what anybody says. They could be a lawyer, accountant, a doctor, a person's employment, doesn't matter. That don't care how you earn the money. That doesn't care what you are. You're a doctor, who cares? Lawyer, who cares? Accountant. Now, just think about it. This will show you something. Accountants are trained to balance books, right? To balance a business books, right? If you look at that accountant's personal finance, you got to think to yourself, how can they be so smart to balance a company's books, but they can't balance their own books? Because it has nothing to do with that. Nothing. 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 If you're a person looking for some kind of a person that's a stage, do you need an extra person to present some type of finance class, or you want to teach young people, young adults, even children? Contact me at DebtAintMyDaddy@gmail.com. Let's set something up. It could be online. I don't care. I'm always ready. Always. All right, you guys have a wonderful Friday. All right. Have a good one. Hey, if you got any questions, please leave a comment. Please click that notification bell if you want to get alerted when I do some live videos, so you can participate. Let me know anytime. I appreciate it. I've been at this for years, man. I love it. It's my passion. I'll change your life forever. All right. You guys have a wonderful day or evening. All right. Bye-bye.